Welcome back to our Friday review, one of my favorite shows of the week to bring you. It is a truly eclectic show, as I always say, all different types of research that I've been reviewing over the week, what we have going on in the private practice, always book reviews from what I'm reading over the week, or at least the past couple of weeks, and some of my favorite products from within this industry, the health, the fitness, the wellness, the weight loss, the anti-aging industry. So it really embodies kind of my life and a day in my life, since I'm all over the place, but always within this little sphere that we have where our global health community is really focused on, I'm really focused on what you're doing right now, but always looking a little bit towards the future. Like, here's where I am right now. And you're working, right? You're working on your nutrition. You're trying to get into an exercise program, or at least trying to move your body a little bit more, maybe focused on some of those different breathing techniques we spoke about, maybe reading a little bit material, listen to podcasts, but it's like, well, okay, things are going well, or you're working on things. You can kind of see that there is hope. And here's now what you might be able to do a week from now, a month from now, or next year. So I'm just trying to always bring you that next level, what more you could do if you wanted to begin to add these things to your life, only if it's a good fit for you. But again, this is the industry that I love. I've been doing it my entire life, really from when I got sick at 17 years old. I've just never looked back. It's like, this is always what I've been focused on. It really has. First, I was just focused on me. How can I get well, right? Like, I'm not doing well. I can't look forward to anything in my life. Let me get well. And then let me, if I do get well, teach this to the world. And that's always been, it's always been who I've been. Like, it really is. And I went from an angry and overwhelmed and irritable individual dealing with all sorts of health issues and brain fog and just debilitating health issues and immune issues. And that's why, again, like, I can empathize with you if you're going through that, but then just focused on the future can be different. It really can. Like, I don't have to be this way in the future. I wasn't this way as a young kid, although I had allergies and all sorts of issues then, but just things can be different. I know they can. Other people have overcome this. I just don't have my answer yet. So I'll stay focused on it, and I'll just keep moving forward. That's it. And that's what I did. And eventually I was fortunate enough to meet my mentor. And a couple of things are actually I'm going to share with you are from my mentor today. But again, I had many mentors, right? I had read thousands of books and I'd seen many practitioners, and then it was my mentor who just pulled things together. And that's what I'm trying to be for a lot of other people as well, just to the best of my ability. And some days I do better at it, and some days I don't. I just try to do my best. I just try to move forward. That's kind of my mantra, is like, hey, you didn't do well today, do better tomorrow. That's really it. And it allows me to let myself off the hook too, and not be so overwhelmed if I, don't do something to the best of my ability, or I mess up, or I fail in some way. It's just like, well, you get another shot tomorrow. And so that's really how I look at it. And it's allowed me to just continue to move forward in this industry and bring you the daily podcast and teaching what I love. And so, well, I guess that was my update for the week, is just kind of where my mind's been at, because there's so much going on. And I think this is also a good time to pause. And I'll be pausing in a couple weeks. Never the podcast. The podcast will already be recorded. Things will be good. But I will take more downtime. I'll take more time to really reflect on the past year. And so much has gone on for so many of us with the pandemic, with lockdowns. And, again, some people are for it, some people are against it. And it's never my job or, even right to tell you how to feel. That's not the way it is. And so what I try to do is I just try to understand, and I try to approach things from your understanding and my understanding, and hopefully we can just respect it, even if we have differences. And I just hope that the world starts to maybe respect people that are not like them, right? That they can still be a good person as well. But I will take some downtime, and I'll be re-energized and reinvigorated, and really looking forward to this upcoming new year. So, and I hope that this new year is different. I hope that it brings more peace and more, less anxiety in this new year. And I believe that it will. So what I want to share with you, though, is that, first, I have wanted to wish you this, and I want to wish you a happy holiday season. The holidays, for me, are really a special time of the year. And I think it goes back to, I just so much enjoyed the holidays when I was a kid. I really did. It's like, no matter what was going on and how stressed I was feeling or whatever it might be, it was a time of really bringing the family together and of connectedness and seeing extended family. And I just always loved it. And my wife makes fun of me all the time for it. But I want to always recreate that. And I just want to bring that type of joy and happiness to my daughters and to all of my nieces and nephews and all of them as well. So anyway, I love it. And I wish you some of that same holiday cheer this season as well. So the last thing that I will update you on is that we very slowly, again, slowly but surely, we're going to be rolling out these health results accelerators. And I mentioned this, I believe, on my Mindset and Motivation podcast of this week. And that was really the 5 non-negotiables, like my 5 daily habits that I can't live without. And I was trying to teach you how to develop your own 5. And so you don't have to copy mine, and they probably won't be the same because, maybe our passions and our goals are different, and that's okay, right? That's okay. We can certainly have, and that's what makes us unique, to have differences, and I think that's great. So what I shared though is that I'm trying to now, besides the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, and besides IHP, I'm trying to create solutions for people in the real world that are dealing with thyroid issues and that are dealing with cholesterol and blood pressure and all these different issues, blood sugar, and really put down what I know works. Like, here's the root cause. Here's how your body works. Here's why it became imbalanced. Here are the 6 to 10 root causes. Here's how to rebalance it. Like, that is what I'm creating. So I've had to take a step back from my private practice, and my clients are working with my health coaching team over at EquiLife. And yes, I'm still overseeing many of those labs. But what I'm able to do, and what I believe I'm going to be able to do, is over the next 90 days is roll out about a dozen of these health results accelerators. And they're going to teach people in a half a day how to heal. That's basically it. It's like, hey, you're dealing with thyroid issues? Here's how to fix it. And our next one is female hormones, which is out now. So if you're dealing with all the symptoms of estrogen dominance, such as feeling bloated, retaining water, adult acne, maybe you're dealing with some type of lower mood or anxiety or irritability or overwhelm, especially the 7 days or so before your menstrual cycle. Or maybe you're dealing with low hormones in general. Maybe you're moving into menopause. So we really go through all of that. And in 4 hours, just teach you. Again, you can consume all of this in a day and then it's yours for a year. Or you can take your time. I mean, you can take your time and just do 30 minutes a day and learn over the course of a couple weeks. It's all yours. It really is. So that's really been my goal. And all the information is yours for life. I mean, you can have it like that. That's the thing. So that's what I'm trying to do right now is go from, myself personally being able to maybe see 2,000 appointments a year to be able to reaching 2,000 people a month. Like that's really the goal. And so hopefully that's where I'm coming from. And all of these also come with free master classes. So if you're like, I don't know if it's right for me, you can always watch the free master class as well. So that's the latest and greatest. That's over at StephenCabral.com. You can just click on courses and it will show you all of the health results accelerators and then the 1 or 2 coming that next month as well. All right, over at EquiLife, this is the time to visit Equi.life. That is the new brand. That's Equilibrium Nutrition. The next evolution for 2021 is becoming a full equilibrium-based lifestyle company, right? So that's where EquiLife comes from. It's like creating equilibrium in all facets of life. We're bringing you content, new weekly articles. We're going to be putting the master classes over there for free. So it's all this free content from amazing health writers from our community. And I will add some of my own as well. It's going to be unbelievable. It really is. But we are holding our semi-annual sale right now. And this is the time to save up to 25% store-wide. And the next time won't be till July 2021. Honestly, we do a semi-annual sale. It's in December or Cyber Monday through for the next week and a half or so. And then there's one in July as well. So that's it. It's once every 6 months, semi-annual sale. So take advantage right now of the savings store-wide, literally up to 25% off. We're including labs. We're including all sorts of great things. So it's up to 25% store-wide. Check it out right now. It ends this week. And that is Equi.life, EQUI.LIFE. Okay, now let's get into the, we already went over basically the podcast for the week. Hopefully you checked those out. I mean, some of my favorites, we did the 5 daily habits I can't live without. We did on how coffee can actually boost fasting and autophagy benefits. Check that out. You'll see a little caveat there. It may not even have to be coffee, so check it out. On Wednesday, we went over simple techniques to keep the weight off during the holidays. Easy, simple, 3 of them for you. Yesterday was an interview with Tyler Jean, the future Dr. Tyler Jean. Check that out. Really great to have his perspective as a naturopathic medical student, and really the difference now with graduating as a naturopathic doctor, what it looks like than it did 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and it's very insightful. So Tyler's a great guy, super knowledgeable, and going to be a great naturopathic doctor. So that is that, and of course, we have today's show, episode 1764. If you want to head over to stephencabral.com/1764 right now, you'll be able to see now all of the links coming up. Okay, so every single week, I bring you a product review, I bring you a book review. I'm going to do the book review first this week. I love to read. I mean, I love to read probably a little obsessively, and it's because it brings me actually happiness and enjoyment. That's why I do it, because I love to learn. I love to learn. For whatever reason, I think it ties back to I did whatever I needed to do in school to get good grades. That's the bottom line. But I never really enjoyed it because I was reading things and studying for things that I didn't really enjoy, and I never saw the point to, and still don't see the point to it to this day, to be honest with you. But once I got to study what I love, again, I read thousands of books on my own. I would only read what I needed to for school. But when I was then getting into fitness and nutrition and supplements, I mean, I read hundreds of books then a year. And again, go back to how I read that many. It's through a process that I've taught myself on being able to read faster. But again, you don't need to read like that. That is not everyone's path, right? We're all different. I'm insane in that way. You don't need to take that path. But the nice thing is I can read a couple books a week for you, a few books a week, and I can let you know one that you might want to check out based on health, wellness, anti-aging. So this book's been kind of brought to my attention a couple times. I never even really know how these books come across my path, but that's a nice thing. As you start to read, you will automatically know what that next book is that you should read, right? And so let's see when this book was written. It looks like 2015 and 2001 maybe. I honestly, this book is called Cancer Free, Are You Sure? Your Guide to Cancer Testing and Therapies by Jenny Herbasic. I probably am mispronouncing that name. I apologize, Jenny, if you do catch the show. Jenny's a registered nurse, went through cancer herself, beat it. And this is, I actually bought the book months ago and just like, I've already read a lot on cancer. I just never picked it up. Picked it up, knew I wanted to go deeper on it. It's a great book. It is a great book. It goes in depth on all the different cancer tests that you could actually use preventative-wise, or if you have cancer, or if you're in recovery. Recovery, I would say, is the most important. So I know some people will be overwhelmed, always worrying if they have cancer. Please don't do that, right? You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Couple simple tests can let you know, all right? But people in recovery, it's even more important because you had it once, you might be more susceptible to it, okay? That's when these cancer screenings are so important. So Jenny goes through for about the first, 200 pages, almost 200 pages, all the different tests that you could run and why, right? And why. And then this amazing, the best part of the book to me, really the best part of the book is when you get to page 200 and you're looking at all the different things that may work as cancer adjuncts, as cancer add-ons to whatever therapy you decide. Remember, I'm not giving you treatment protocols, not providing medical advice. Not even our friend Jenny can provide you medical advice. You need to be a licensed medical doctor in your state as an oncologist working on this, that, and the other thing, right? So what I'm doing, though, is providing you another side of the story, something that you can at least look into, and with all of these, with clinically researched. So she goes into the benefits of ginger, the benefits of hinokiol, the benefits of HCl, the benefits of IP6, the benefits of iodine, benefits of poly, MVA, many of the things that you may not have heard before, like pawpaw. So this is a great resource book. It really is. And then as you're reading it, you can begin to look up these things individually as well. So again, I'm always, like, you might hear the excitement in my voice, and that's real. Like, I love to read, I love to learn, and I love to share. This is a book for anybody worried about cancer, dealing with cancer currently, or it has overcome cancer to take a look at this for the future as well. So check it out. I'll link it up, of course, today at stephencabral.com/1764. Okay, now this product was brought to my attention when I was 27, had just met my mentor, and she started to talk to me about Essiac Tea. And she gave me the original recipe passed down to her by one of the people that she studied under. Because this information has changed on purpose by certain powers that be so that you wouldn't get the original recipe. Because the original recipe was actually used by indigenous people in the United States, sometimes referred to as Native Americans. So Native American-based medicine, very, very powerful, the use of certain herbs. And Renee Casey, if you look at Essiac, it's Casey backwards. So if you didn't know that little tidbit, there you go. She basically wrote down the original recipe. And there's a book. You can just look up Essiac Tea as a book by Renee Casey. I'll link it up today as well. But I have one of the original formulas. Now, all with a little caveat in there, how my mentor, Dr. Peak, shared with me how to make it is actually to layer these things in. Super challenging. You may want to do that if you're actually dealing with and you're using this as kind of like a cancer add-on. But what I would say is most people won't need to. And a lot of people know about Dr. Sebi. Some people pronounce the name Dr. Sebi, but Sebi was more correct. And when we look at that, he is a huge advocate of burdock root. Burdock root is one of the best blood cleansers in the body. I'm going to share with you this recipe by a specific company that I'm working with right now. And I shouldn't say that I'm working with them. I'm using their products because it is the best replication of the original one that I found. Okay, so this is really straightforward. Genuine Essiac, right? So I'm going to send you over to their website. If they have a discount code, I will list it at stephencabral.com/1764. This is the best recipe I found to date. I don't believe it's available on Amazon, so I'm going to link directly to their website. Okay, so Genuine Essiac. Nothing fancy, just the truth. Here are the ingredients, so I'll even read them to you. Blessed thistle, burdock root, kelp, red clover, sheep sorrel, including the roots, right? So the roots as well, slippery elm bark, Turkish rhubarb root, and watercress. Not everyone adds in the Turkish rhubarb root or the watercress. It is a nice addition or part of the Essiac-based tea. So these have been used by many, many people because they are genuine blood cleansers. This is a product that although my body's feeling great, I want to begin using. Now, simple to use. Here it is, honestly. And this is how you should make it. Let me give you how to brew it. Just take a gallon of water. They basically just say buy a gallon of water. You can use distilled if you want. That's fine, or spring water. Plus 6 ounces. Okay, there's a method of the madness because of the dosing. Then you're going to take a 4-ounce packet of this, right? So you're just going to take this one packet. So buy the 4 ounces and just take the whole thing and pour it into the boiling water. So let me read it to you. Bring 134 ounces of water to a boil in a stainless steel pot, which is a gallon plus 6 ounces of water. Reduce to a medium heat. Once you reduce to a medium heat, add this 4-ounce packet. Continue to boil on medium heat for 10 minutes, then turn off the heat. Leave the tea in the pot for 12 hours. After 12 hours have passed, pour in a container or pitcher and store it in the fridge. Do not strain the herbs. So this is a powder. You don't even have to strain it. You put it in your fridge. It's so easy to use, and you can use it just by taking 3 ounces of the tea twice per day on an empty stomach. How do I do it? 3 ounces upon waking and 3 ounces before dinner. That's how I'm going to do it, I should say. I haven't started it yet, but I have used Essiac Tea in the past. I know this is turning into like a big Essiac Tea thing, but it is that great. It honestly is. So if you're dealing with lymphatic issues, you're dealing with acne, you're dealing with other issues like that, check it out. Again, you don't have to believe me. You can look into the research yourself. Pretty impressive. And this is the brand that I'm going to use because I'm not going to buy all the individual herbs and layer them in. This is what I'm going to use. Super simple. And this is going to last you for quite some time just by making one packet, 3 ounces a day. Could you use more? You absolutely could. You could decide to use more of it. You could do it 3 times a day at 3 ounces. I would have no problem with that. Whatever container you pour it into, you're probably going to contain it. Like what I do is I pour it into a couple 32-ounce mason jars. I'll try to link those up today as well. And I just shake it up before using, and then I pour it about 3 ounces out and just take it like a little shot. Simple to do. Okay. Easy. So let's check that out. And I will link that up for you today. Next up is my research for the week, and it is all on the virus, right? The virus, people are still talking about it, and rightly so. Well, we have more research now. We have more data. We knew that we would. The first is this. If you are on a PPI, a proton pump inhibitor, says Dr. Almerio, people with acid reflux who are taking PPIs, such as Prilosec or Nexium, twice a day have nearly 3.7 times the odds of reporting a positive test for this particular virus than those not taking a PPI. This may be because stomach acid protects against infections, right? We've been talking about this for some time. You need stomach acid. Figure out why you have the acid reflux. Don't just keep masking the symptoms. This was done and published in the American Journal of Gastroenterology, and I will link it up for anybody you know on a PPI. Next up, NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, such as an Advil, ibuprofen, do not make this particular virus worse. It was said in the beginning, don't take ibuprofen, it's going to make things worse. Well, it shows that non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as ibuprofen, naproxen might cause worse outcomes for people infected, but a new study of 9,000 patients shows there's no correlation between NSAID use in the period of up to a positive diagnosis and increased hospitalization, ICU treatments, or death. This was published in PLOS Medicine and done by Dr. Anton Pottengard. So I bring that up to you, not that I think that you should be using ibuprofen, but I always want to bring you the latest research. And so it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, use Tylenol versus ibuprofen. You know, if you're looking to reduce a fever, what Tylenol does is it actually depletes your body of glutathione. Not great for your heart. And ibuprofen, not great for your kidneys, not great for your gut flora, not great for stomach ulcers as well. So it's like, it's not a win, there's no win situation, but if you need to use one, just know that there is no research saying that it increases poor outcome. All right, the last one actually I had for you is a lot of people, even health experts in the beginning, were saying that elderberry could make you worse and create more of this cytokine storm if you get this particular virus. And I always caution health advocates and health people to be careful what they are saying on social media. Some people are saying the real reason that this is a virus is because of poor gut bacteria. Like, listen, we need to take it easy. There is no proof of that whatsoever. You can draw all the correlations that you want, but there is no proof of that. Some people were trying to harken back to when studies were done on certain herbs and producing cytokines. Elderberry does produce cytokines. And I've talked about that before, and elderberry produces cytokines in a way that helps you actually kill certain infections and viruses. We know that elderberry is phenomenal at destroying viruses, mainly the flu it's been studied for. Well, there's a quote, the Weil Center acknowledges that for prevention of viral illnesses in general, elderberry remains a good choice. Quote, elderberry extracts may help to prevent the early stages of this particular virus infection, which includes the C virus. I'm not going to name it because my podcast and many others like to be banned when that happens. And it's not, just to reiterate, it's not banned. It's just they don't show it to anybody. It's kept there, but just nobody ever sees it. So its guideline explains, noting that elderberry contains compounds that make it harder for viruses to infect human cells. But by the way, that's clinically proven. And about the cytokine storm in elderberry, while the study does suggest that elderberry may increase cytokine production in healthy patients, it does not provide any indication that the herb stimulates hyperinflammation in patients with underlying immune conditions. Let me just tell you why. Herbs from nature are considered widely to be adaptogens. They will give your body what it needs to bring it into balance, but not make it worse most of the time. Now, can you overdo it? 100%. Do I think that you should be taking elderberry every day of your life? No, I don't. Could you take it during a high-risk season? Yes, at a lower dosage. Could you take more of it if you feel symptoms coming on? Yes, you could, and that's a great way to use it. So one more I wanted to bring you, and I know I'm over my time for today, but again, like, just want to get the truth out there to people, because we have to be careful as health experts that we don't jump on the latest thing that it could be, because that's really, it's not good for people. Okay. There's some information and evidence right now that elderberry could actually have anti-cytokine effects in certain regards. It's contraindication to claims that it causes cytokine storms, which is shown in a 2016 study containing elderberry. The formula shows that it successfully slowed atherosclerosis by inducing clinical anti-inflammatory effect comparable to that of even NSAIDs. So again, I just want you to understand that don't be quick to conclusions, that for the most part, nature is going to benefit you, and we can use these things widely. Okay, I will link up all of those studies today if you want to go deeper, today at stephencabral.com/1764. I appreciate you joining me today. As always, if the show was helpful, please do feel free to pass it along to anyone else you believe it could serve. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for our weekend Cabral House Calls, where we answer our community's questions each and every weekend. Take care, everyone.